Hello world, it's Max here again. We keep on keeping on. Let's discuss today's topic. Today's topic is uprising and how it affects our behavior. We are starting from people that were born on 1928 up to 1940. It is silent generation, and their methods of uprising and growing kids were really different than nowadays parents are. For example, these people were rising after the civil war that changed our government. The country built up its economy, it's getting better. These people see no really huge problems, but it was Soviet type of uprising. And by Soviet type of uprising, I mean the situation when you strict your kids to do a lot of stuff that inappropriate in terms of your thoughts. For example, they don't need to point a finger on something like a couch, or maybe a people on the streets, even the stuff that on their dinner table, like, could you pass me the salt? And all of the parents will say, do not point your finger on the salt, it is inappropriate. In this case, we see kids that were rising up in really strict environment around them. Then baby boomers. This generation hurt a lot. Baby boomers is people that were born in 1946 up to 1960. And as you remember from the previous video, it is the most cruel time for Soviet people. War just ended, and we need to build our economy again. A lot of cities were bombed, devastated and ruined, and built from the very beginning, like St. Petersburg. It was called Leningrad on those days, like Moscow for a few times actually. Moscow was born during the Napoleon times, and these people are rising up in this hard time. I need to mention, they got no money to live on, they got no place to be educated in, and they got no good quality of education. All that people can afford themselves is how to read, how to write, how to communicate in these hard times, and maybe just having fun. Agriculture was really meaningful at those days, and they had no really good education, but because country needed its people, they were really productive in terms of biology. They had a lot of kids, 5 kids for the family or 6 kids for the family, from 4 up to endless quantity of kids actually. And in those days it was really usual. Again, they were raised up in strict conditions, and environment was too hard for them. Don't point your finger. What do you expect from these people? They survived as good as they could. Generation X. People that were born in 1965 up to 1980. Maybe these people that you saw around you isn't really smile, because again, their parent were raised up in strict condition, in hard times of economy, with not really much things to having fun. And these people, after the USSR had fallen in big quantity, moved abroad to the United States, to Australia, to Canada. I'm not exactly sure about the United Kingdom, maybe few of them. And those Russian that you may see in Brighton Beach is really not smiley guys. Cause after the USSR had fallen, they were bring in the most hardest condition ever. High level of crime, government company became private, and a lot of people want to protect this private company from some criminal elements. And a lot of people that were involved in war actions in Afghanistan protecting these people, they make criminal bands. You know what I mean? Yeah, they are not really so smileys as we are. And a lot of these people moved abroad in terms not to pay the law everything that they land of them, and to hide from Russian police. In the very end, Generation Y, millennials, people that were born in 1981 up to 1996. We are a bit different. Some of my generation are trying to make family as soon as possible, like from maybe 20 years. Some of us is a bit not so Russian in terms we are preparing everything for future of our people. Generation X understood their previous generations' problems and trying not to persist a lot on our uprising. You may not available to point your finger on something, but now you are having more freedom than it was before. Personally, I was strict not to speak out loud. I was really noisy kid, and from my childhood I've heard a lot: Max, be a bit silent, Max, do not scream, Max, do not yell, and all this stuff led me to this situation when I started to whisper with the people when I needed important actions or important information. And what I chose to learn myself to be kid again. I started to speak out loud. And now, if people telling me this stuff again, I'm saying no. I prefer the way when you transforming information as much directly, as much possibly for you to understand. If I will whisper to you, you won't understand a thing. We are getting to our conclusion of all this story. And to conclude, I need to refresh our current knowledge. Wars, economy, environment, and uprising. All this stuff connected to those that you can see on Russian faces. Be strict, do not smile, and all this different from our generation stuff. They are not bad, some of them actually, as well as some of my current generation is, and people from next generation from me. Zoomers. got no problem with the mercy. We all are different nations, different generation, different people. And Russia is huge country. People that born on Far East a bit different than people that born in Moscow, for example, St. Petersburg, on the west of Russia, east-west. So, my current point is we are not that unsmiling people. But yeah, sometimes I don't smile during my walk to the job. And when I smiled a lot, some people stopped me and always asked, what did you say in terms of. I didn't really insist on their point of view. I understand we are different people, my generation is different than their, no problem at all. But if everything is so peacefully, it's so safe, and everything right now is enough, a lot of resources, a lot of opportunities, why shouldn't we smile? Smile to the world and it smiles back. So, stay smile. Have a good one. Bye.